Hi students, hope all are keeping fine. We have been discussing our first chapter, that is force, in the last classes. We have completed it and we are going to start the new chapter, friction. And in the chapter force itself we have started the small discussion about friction, isn't it? So what was friction? The friction is the opposing force of any object, of any motion. Okay, whenever a body is in motion, the force which is acting opposite to the direction of motion, that force is called frictional force. Is friction a benefit to humankind or is it a harmful thing? If we think like that, then we will have to say the benefits of friction is more than the harmful things. Okay, without friction our life would have been very much tough, because we can't stand straight, we can't hold a tumbler or a glass, or we can't do anything with our hands, because the slippery, everything will be slippery. Okay, the brakes, if it was applied, without brakes the motion of the vehicles, it cannot be made easier. Okay, so there are a lot of examples of how friction is helping humankind. Okay, in this chapter we will be discussing in detail about friction. Okay, so what is friction? It is the opposing force of any motion. So when we are kicking a football, it stops after some time, isn't it? Okay, when we are applying the force, with that force the ball is moving forward, but after some time the ball will, what will happen to the ball? The ball will stop, isn't it? Why it is stopping? It's because of the presence of frictional force. The ball is moving through the ground. It is moving in this direction, and when it is in contact with the ground, the opposing force of friction will slow down the ball. That means the force will act opposite to the motion of the ball and it will slow down the ball, and thus after some time the velocity decreases, the speed of the ball decreases, and after some time it comes to rest. Again it won't move, and if we want to move it again, we have to kick the ball again. Okay, so the frictional force is very important, and if there was no friction, we could not have been standing straight. We can't stand straight if there was no friction, because even at the moment we stand on the ground, we will be slippery, we will be going and we will slip and we will fall down and we will be sliding through the floor. Okay, so for making our motion easier, the roads are made what? Rough. Okay, if it was smooth, then the frictional force will be less. The frictional force will be less and we could not take a easier motion. Okay, so the roads are made rough, and you might have seen when the roads are concreted, the roads or the sides of the pathway, the walking area, if it is concreted, they'll make it rough. If it is made smooth, then it will become slippery during the rainy season, etc. And also the tires of the vehicles, you might have noticed it. The tires of the vehicles, they are having what, beads or something like that, because it is not smooth, it is rough. If it was smooth, then if we apply the brake, then we will be made slippery and we will be falling down from the vehicle. And so these are some of the examples of how friction is helping us. So it is the opposing force. And which are the factors affecting friction? Which are the factors affecting friction? The main factors which are affecting friction are the surface on which the body is in contact. Isn't it? The ball is moving through moving through the ground. If it was a ice hockey, you might have seen ice hockey. There is no friction, less friction is there, because it is smooth. The ball, when it is the ice hockey, the ball, when it is hit, what will happen? It will move smoothly, isn't it? They won't stop, isn't it? But if the ball is, if we are playing football on our ground, what will happen? If we kick the ball, after some time it will stop, isn't it? The carom board, if we don't apply that powder, then the movement of the coins will be very tight. Means what? It will be very, it won't be easier. So the coins won't move, isn't it? Okay, so the surface on contact, if it is rough surface, is it smooth surface, is it rough surface, that's very important. And also how hard it is pressed, how hard the body is pressed to the surface, that is the second point. One, surface, which type of surface the body is in contact. Second one, how hard is the contact. If it is very hard, then it will be having more friction. If it is if it's not that much hard, if it is not tight to the surface, then there won't be, the friction will be very less, we can move it easily. But if we are having, for example, this is the ground. If we are having a huge block and a small block, which we can move easily, this we can move easily, because this is not having a huge pressure on the surface. This is having a huge pressure on the surface. We have to apply more force for moving it, because the frictional force is very huge. And if we want to move this block, what we have to do? We have to apply force which is more than the frictional force. We have to apply force which is more than, there is a frictional force in this direction. And if we want to move this, the huge frictional force should be overcome. That means the force which we are applying should be more than the opposing force, then only it will start moving. But here the frictional force is less, so we can apply small force and the body will start moving. Okay, so the surface in contact and how hard is the contact, these are the two factors. Okay, now the third one which we want to note in this chapter is, how is friction caused? How is friction caused? The important point to be noted down in this section, how is friction caused? It is the irregularities. It is the irregularities in the surface which causes friction. For example, the surface may not be smooth, it will be rough. It will be rough. So what will happen? The ball, when it is moving this side, this will come, and when it enters here, the motion is disturbed. Okay, the smooth motion is disturbed, and thus the motion will reduce. That means the friction is increasing over here than a smooth surface. Okay, so the irregularities in the surface or on the body which is in contact with the surface. For example, on the roads, the tire of the vehicle, it is not smooth, it is rough. Okay, so the irregularities on the surface or on the object, okay, which is in contact with the surface, that will make or provide the frictional force. That is the cause of friction. I hope it's clear. Okay, so now we are having three types of frictional forces, mainly three to four types. We are having four types of frictional forces. Four types. They are static friction, sliding friction, rolling friction, and drag. Rolling friction and drag. Okay, so static friction means, static friction we have discussed it now. When a body is at rest, it will have static friction. The friction acting on a body at rest which is not moving, it is static friction. Okay, so what we have to do? We have to apply more force than this static friction in order to make the movement to happen. Okay, we have to apply more force than the static friction in order to make this body to move. Is that clear? Okay, so that is about static friction. Then what will be sliding friction? Sliding friction means when a ball is moving, when a ball is sliding along the surface, when a ball is sliding along the surface, the friction acting on the body, the friction acting on any object when it is sliding or when it is moving along a surface, that is called sliding friction. Is that clear? Whenever a body is moving along a surface, it will be also acted upon by a friction, and that friction is called sliding friction. Okay, and whenever a body is rotating through a surface, that purpose at that time it will be having what? Rolling friction. Okay, so these are the three things: rolling friction, static friction, and sliding friction. And one more thing is there, that is drag. Drag means fluids, the friction exerted by fluids. So what are fluids then? Friction exerted by fluids are called drag. It's called drag. But what is this fluids? What are these fluids? Fluids consist of both liquid and gas. It can be air, it can be water, it can be liquid, it can be gas, which is not rigid. Solid means it is rigid, it is tightly packed. But liquid and gas, it is not tightly packed, it is loosely packed. They can flow, liquid can flow, air can flow. So these two are called fluids. So the frictional force, the opposing force acting on any object due to this liquid and gas is called drag. Okay, so in order to reduce this drag, the automobile engineers are working upon it, because that's why the shape of the vehicles are being modernized each and every now and then they are modernizing the vehicles shapes, because in order to have maximum efficiency, in order to reduce the friction, in order to make the mileage of the cars, in order to increase the mileage, what they'll do, they'll shape means what they'll work upon the outer body. That means whenever it is moving in air, that means if it's moving through the road, the air is passing up, means what, it's covered with air, isn't it? We are moving, whenever we are moving, the body is the car is acted upon by this drag. So in order to reduce the drag, the body is designed in such a way that the efficiency is maximized. Also the boats, the lower neck of the boat is made such a way that the drag can be reduced when it is moving in water, isn't it? So these are some of the cases where we can reduce the drag. Okay, so drag means it is the friction exerted by fluids on objects. Okay, so that is it. So in order to increase friction, what all we can do? In order to increase the friction, what are the things which we want to do? Okay, so we have said that in order to increase the friction, we have to make the surface rough. Okay, and the sole of our shoes, it is not smooth, they are having the sole is made rough in order to have smooth motion. That means in order to have a easier motion, otherwise we will be sliding away, isn't it? Okay, likewise the tires of the vehicles, it's made rough. Then what is there? When we are holding the gloves, means what, in order to hold the glass and all, the glass, if it is very smooth, we can't hold it, isn't it? So it is, means what, our hands are also having it's not very smooth, it is rough, isn't it? So these are the examples of how we have to make the surface or the part of the object where it is contacting the surface to make it rough. Then we can increase the friction. In order to decrease the friction, we will use lubricants. In order to decrease the friction, we will use lubricants, because there are some cases where we need to decrease the friction. For example, in the machines, there will be rotating, the arms will be rotating and all. If there is huge friction over there, if the arms are rotating in such a way that it is having huge friction, what will happen? The huge heat will be produced, the motion won't be smooth, isn't it? The motion won't be smooth. If it's not rotating smoothly, the function won't be taking place. So what they'll do, they'll take lubricants, fluids which will help easier motion. Oiling, our mother, means what, our parents will be, means what, you might have seen in the vehicles, in the scooter, bike, etc. They'll be using oils for the chain, so that smooth running is occurring. Also ball bearings will be used. Ball bearings. Ball bearings means here, in order, instead of connecting it straight away to this body, there will be small balls connected to the surface, and these balls will be in turn connected to the body. That means whenever this is rotating, the balls will also rotate, so that the motion will be made easier. When you are carrying, means when you are traveling, is it easier to carry a bag without wheels, or is it easier to carry a trolley bag which we can pull? It's easier with a trolley bag, isn't it? The wheels will help our motion easier. That means it will reduce friction. Okay, so ball bearings, the wheels, the lubricants, etc. will reduce the friction. Okay, the example of friction where we feel it's not good is when our the shoes or our slippers, it will be worn out. After a long time it will worn. It means it will be means what, it will be not able to be used, isn't it? Why? Because of friction. We are walking against friction, so the rough surface of the slippers or the shoes will be worn out, so we have to buy a new one. Okay, so these are some of the examples of how to increase and decrease friction. So when we are calculating the merits and demerits of friction, we can say that the merits of friction stands high, because without friction our life would have been miserable. We could not have imagined a life without friction. Okay, so friction is a gift for our humankind. Okay, so revise your portions, make the content very clear, ask all your doubts. We are here to clear all your doubts. We can have more exercises and all. You go through your textbook, NCERT textbook. There are a lot of examples or exercises which you can do from your home, so that you will understand more about this friction. Okay, so stay safe. Thank you.